Welcome to beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. We're ready for USL Championship soccer as the Tampa Bay Rowdies host the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. This is the pregame show presented by Farah & Farah, Tampa's injury lawyers. Come on inside the booth, everybody. We're thrilled you're here. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis, two tradition-rich USL Championship franchises clashing here tonight. Riverhounds, they're on fire. Not so much, Ryan, for the Rowdies. What's up with Tampa Bay?
They're just conceding too many goals, Drew. 11 goals in the last 5 games. Yes, they've scored 6, but when you concede so much, it's always an uphill battle for the midfielders and the forwards and the rest of the team to get back on an even playing field. They have to stop leaking goals.
If you're the Rowdies, you know what you're getting from Pittsburgh here tonight. Tons of defense, not much offense, but Edward Kiza has been their top guy all year long.
Whether he's partnering Jacques Winson or Johnson, he's been the perfect teammate, creating assists, creating space, unselfishly running off the ball, and he leads his team with goals scored. So he's proving his point to be on that field every night.
As for the Rowdies, their legendary performer, Leo Fernandez, has all of a sudden caught some fire. An impressive performance on the road at Colorado.
Well, who can? The Samba man can. A goal and an assist on the road. And while the ship is just a little bit unsteady in the top of the Rowdy camp, he's that veteran presence to come in and calm things down, not only at the end of games, but in the locker room too.
Rowdies certainly need a spark. Leo certainly the one who can provide it. Tampa Bay has lost 4 of their last 5 games back in the friendly confines of Al Lang. We've got the kickoff coming up next.
At Farah & Farah, we simplify your paperwork and make signing case documents a piece of cake. Farah & Farah, here to make it easy. How long does it take to set up a free consultation with Farah & Farah? About this long. Farah & Farah, here to make it easy.
When you're going through a personal injury, the little things matter. At Farah & Farah, if you can't come out to meet us, we'll come out to meet you. Farah & Farah, here to make it easy. No matter how you've been hurt, in a car accident, on the job, or from a medical mistake, it doesn't matter. Life goes on. How that life goes on is where we come in. Farah & Farah.
The perfect soccer setting here tonight in downtown St. Pete. The Rowdies and Riverhounds. Just moments away from kickoff. 85 degrees, should be a beautiful night. Riverhounds attack looks like this. We told you about Kiza. Also, Burton Zachison, number 51, the Ford, coming off just scoring his first goal. The former Pitt Panther thrilled to be with the Hounds. Keep an eye also on number 2, the midfielder, Danny Griffin.
Danny Griffin, the skipper for this outfit. He also set up the goal for Jackinson last week for him to get his debut goal. Griffin pulls the strings. Also, Robbie Mertz, Mr. Pittsburgh Riverhounds himself. He's going to be one of those influential players in the middle of the park for this Riverhounds to control the flow.
No team packs it in better than the Riverhounds. The 3-5-2 of the Rowdies will counter. Lewis Hilton, that familiar name in the middle of the park. But Ryan, you see Arteaga and Jennings. That duo been a little bit cold as of late. Jennings hasn't scored in more than a month, and you've got tons of new faces in the 11.
Yeah, this guy, Brett Bender, just brought in on loan from Charlotte FC, has MLS experience. He's going to come in behind Jennings and Arteaga and not only create chances, but try to get goals himself. So he is that attacking influence in the midfield that the Rowdies so desperately need.
Huge game for Tampa Bay tonight. Under the lights at Al Lang. The Rowdies will wear their familiar green and gold. Pittsburgh comes in with the all-gold uniforms.
A Brett Bender debut. You know, Drew, that's my pick to click tonight. Brett Bender making a Lang debut in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Bender on loan from Charlotte FC. He was a #1 pick in the MLS Super Draft back just a couple years ago, getting a big-time opportunity with Pittsburgh. There's Robbie Nielsen looking to ignite the Rowdies. Rowdies, no doubt, in a bit of a slump here in the latter part of the year. But Nielsen believes in this team. It's about getting back to the basics. That's what Tampa Bay has to do here tonight. And on the other side, you've got an absolute legend, Bob Lilly. 7th season with the Riverhounds. His 24th season overall as a head coach. One of the biggest names in all of pro soccer.
And you know what stat sticks out? Only 0.93 goals per game in his career goes against him, his sides. He is so stingy. He builds from the bottom up, Drew. Foundation, the defense, the goalkeepers. And that keeps the Riverhounds in games a lot longer than other teams in this league.
There's Cal Jennings, 13 goals he brings tonight. And the keeper, Eric Dick, for Pittsburgh, 11 clean sheets for him here in 2024. We're underway from Al Lang. So excited to have you with us on ESPN Plus, Tampa Bay's 44, and welcome also KDKA Plus in the Pittsburgh area. So the long ball will be left out of bounds. Last time Pittsburgh was here, it was a huge night for them. They took home the Players' Shield a year ago, a 2-0 victory over Tampa Bay. Let's take a look at the health of both of these teams as we continue to set the table. Both teams dealing with the injury bug. Rowdies, of course, the great Forrest Lasso sitting out the remainder of the year, and they also wish they had Nick Moon available. Not the case tonight. Pittsburgh is about as healthy as they come.
And let's not forget Zane Bob. The last time he played on this ground, he scored on the members' end, the fans' end, in a 3-2 loss to Detroit City. He gets his start tonight. Expect big things from the former UCF Knight.
Jordan Doherty. Rowdies will try and build from the back. Skates to the far side and just out of reach of Josh Perez. Let's size up also the keys to the match tonight.
Well, defend cross balls with aggression. Look for Pittsburgh Riverhounds, just like the Rowdies, to get the ball out wide and service coming in from the sides. The Rowdies have to be aggressive in the 18-yard box. And then if you're the Riverhounds, we talked about Robbie Mertz, we talk about Ben Griffin. Those guys want to control the middle of the park. If they do that tonight, the Riverhounds will get a result in our land. You know what's another big statistic, Drew? The Tampa Bay Rowdies have not scored against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in 3 matches. That is over, hang on, let me check my math here, 270 minutes they have not scored against the Riverhounds. Give or take.
Something's got to break here tonight. Rowdies battling in the midfield now, and it winds up at the feet of Josh Perez. Working out of the center circle, Blake Bodley will tap as well. You see the field looks a little bit slick on that far side as Bodley will try and tighten up those sneakers just a little bit. Junior E2, familiar name for Rowdies fans. Collecting on the near side, wearing number 8.
Love his motor, his industry, Junior E2. Got a chance to start for Sudan in the international break. He's going to come here with some confidence, of course, knowing these facilities and these surroundings. No wonder Bob Lilly gave him the start tonight.
Ralph Smob in effect. Stephen Cundiff on those drums. Skyway Casuals in their seats as well.
Those drums have no idea what's coming to them in the next 90 minutes.
Just means a little bit more tonight for Rowdies fans. See Zane Bubb in the 11. Big start tonight for him, number 42. Scored a big goal here last month for Tampa Bay as the Rowdies will work now with Perez. 1 versus 3, it's tapped out. And the Rowdies, rather Pittsburgh, will throw it on the far side.
You could see how quickly they shut down on Josh Perez. They corralled him right to the side and won the middle of the park. We just talked about the keys to the game, and that's what Pittsburgh are going to want to do. They're going to be hunting in packs around that center circle to dislodge the Rowdies.
Junior E2, and the ball given away. There's Lewis Hilton. Hilton, couple assists for the Englishman this year for Tampa Bay. Doherty. And the Rowdies now playing a little bit of keep away.
So important. You lose 4 or 5, you're back home. Everybody needs to get a touch, get some flow going, get some confidence.
Unjoma. Once again lost in the middle of the park and over the top. Just out of reach that time. And the Rowdies with Bub will throw it in. So Edward Kiza, player that we spotlighted in the open, on loan from the New England Revolution. The Ugandan's been quite a find for the Hounds this year.
Speedy, shifty, slippery. No other word to describe him. With 7 goals under his belt, he's proven he can put the ball in the back of the net. And we love how he presses. We love his energy and industry.
Well done by Tampa Bay. Jennings corralled and surrounded, just swarmed that time by gold jerseys. That's going to be the plan all night long. This is Danny Griffin laying it to the middle. Numbers forward here for the Hounds. Left side, here they come. Ball shot and just fumbled just outside the 6-yard box. A golden opportunity gets away from the Hounds.
It is too easy. That ball trickled past Monjoma on that right-hand side. Itu had a clear lane to the byline, spread it across, wide open goal. Jordan Farr was beaten. Look at this. And look, a missed kick has to be from Robbie Mertz. He's one of the star players for this team. Only 2 goals, but he does so much more for this Pittsburgh Riverhounds team, Robbie Mertz. But it was just too easy, Drew, with Monjoma completely losing his footing and allowing Etu to get in.
So Rowdies will make note of the first golden chance from the Hounds here 6 minutes in. Tampa Bay's 3rd match in 7 days, so stamina could be a bit of an issue tonight for the Rowdies. This has been quite a stretch.
Well, we talked about the start of the game. The Rowdies just conceding too many goals. One of the problems, and it's a sort of a mental problem, the Rowdies push very hard and they press with everything that they have in order to conjure up goals. When teams hold off the Rowdies for 30 minutes or more, the team starts to get dejected, sort of disappointed, confidence levels drop down, the heads drop, and then chances start to open up like this.
Here's Kiza again, left side. He is deadly from this point. Rowdies in place. E2 will handle it. Getting it close. Now shot from straight on and just high off the foot of Jackson Welty.
Well, Jackson Welty just trailing and E2 making a good decision again, right into the path of the holding midfielder. And Welty just swinging for the hills.
Replays tonight brought to you by Orlando Health Bayfront. Suber and Pittsburgh just stymie another Rowdies possession. So Tampa Bay unable to get comfortable thus far in the Hounds half. This is Luke Biasi, former Syracuse Orangeman. Headed down the pitch and taken care of by Freddie Kleeman. Jordan Farr will clear.
Well, the Rowdies just trying to escape the press and try to go direct to Arteaga, but the delivery has to give the forward a chance to flick it on to Cal Jennings and company. And it just gives you a quick snippet of the type of form this Riverhounds team is in. Not with the ball or without the ball. They're moving in unison. They're defending with aggression. They are pressing as a group. And like we mentioned, in packs. Putting a lot of pressure on the opposition over the last 10 matches.
For the Tampa Bay Rowdies, one thing we have not mentioned thus far, because we always like to focus on who's here rather than who's not, but Ryan Spalding, recalled by the New England Revolution just today, earlier today, so not in the lineup for the Rowdies and not going to be available the rest of the season. You wish him well. He came in, he contributed, but that's certainly a guy Tampa Bay wishes they had at this point of the year. This ball sent forward. Jennings in the neighborhood. Cal Jennings crosses as Eric Dick comes to take it out of the air.
It's the first snippet of bend up that we see in that midfield role. Always looking to create, always looking to get the ball through the lines. whether it's defensive lines or midfield lines, treading it through for Carl Jennings. Here he is, looking up, splitting the defense right into the path of Jennings. Jennings just couldn't hook it enough. Good save by Dick in the end, but again, Brett Bender, my pick to click.
Zane Bubb just in front of the touchline. Just underway here, Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh. So excited you're with us. Drew Felios with Ryan Davis. Invite you to hit us up on Twitter throughout this contest. On social media, always active. Here covering Rowdies soccer, our tremendous Tampa Bay Rowdies crew. Also in place here tonight, and Al Lang is bussing.
There's a feeling in Al Lang tonight. We know fall is on its way, but we know the Rowdies have to start shaping up into that top 4 team in the East to go into the playoffs and contend. And the spectators know that this team has some work to do.
Here comes Tampa Bay. It's Ben Bender trying to get comfortable in his first game as a Rowdy, the midfielder. Switch the point of attack now. It comes right side. Munjoma can go to work. He's got some pace. Eddie Munjoma past one defender.
Now that's a little bit of an issue with Nyanga Berry out being a natural winger and a natural attacking player. Munjoma is not that. He's a serviceable player. A lot of industry, can play just about any position. But the Rowdies need specialist players on the wings to create chances for the players inside. If Munjoma is going to do that, he's going to have the game of his life to create from that right-hand side.
Pretty good action here early on. Osumanu came up big there for the Riverhounds. Select is the official match ball supplier of USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit the website right there, us.select/sport.com. Select is the player's choice and the great partnership with USL Championship. The best ball in the business. Taken away in that center circle, now one back. Ben Bender making things happen early on for Tampa Bay. Oh, that pass batted connected. Look out, Jennings was on the run. It's lost and Tampa Bay will throw it in on the far side.
What a touch by Sean Suba, denying Carl Jennings to get on the end of that pass. Sean Suba again getting his start. 27 appearances out of a possible 28 this season. Talk about one of the rocks at the back line for Bob Lilly.
Lewis Hilton sends it long here. Blake Bodley. So the Rowdies getting settled in. You mentioned the remaining slate, Ryan, after tonight. Just 6 regular season games remain. So the Rowdies just cannot afford to surrender any more points. Detroit City right on their heels. Tampa Bay in that 3rd slot. And still the familiar foes, Charleston and Louisville City, in front of them.
Every team goes through slumps. You just don't want your slump to keep going on and on and on. Rowdies lost 2, then won 1, then lost 2 again on the road. 2 tough games. Now they're back in Al Lang. If they can get some momentum, they can change things around in the last 7 games of the season.
Good idea there by Bender. Getting to that 18-yard box. And now Jordan Farr. Take care of it for the Rowdies. 297 career saves for the Rowdies keeper. Coming at 2 tonight.
Dare I call Jordan Doherty the Irish Swiss Army knife? He can play just about anywhere for this Rowdies team. He's at left centre back tonight, if you're keeping track.
Ball in the corner. Tampa Bay will have it. There's Jordan Doherty, the Irishman, just a goal on the season. His leadership, though, is consistency, those soft feet. The Rowdies have counted on, though, for quite some time.
Positional awareness, good on the ball. Just went through a bad patch when the Rowdies were going through a bad patch.
So Lewis Hilton and Tampa Bay with Zane Bubb. Good movement now by the Rowdies. Like how Bender Just looks really confident right now in his first Rowdies appearance. That's not always the case when you come out with a new club.
Yep, but Drew is so important though, because Manjoma is going to be a little gun shy on this right hand side. Bender is going to be has to be the one to drift to this right hand side and create.
So obviously that's a key area of the field tonight for Tampa Bay. Kleeman will spread the wealth here. Look at the movement of the Pittsburgh defense. Rowdies will keep possession. Lewis Hilton, well done. Now it's Bodily. Back to Hilton. Good movement. Bender. Tampa Bay on the run. Munjoma right side. Eddie Munjoma puts it in motion inside the box. And now Josh Putta is able to corral it and keep the Rowdies run alive. Best possession by the Rowdies. This one headed in. And salvaged by the Hounds once again. Rowdies trying to get numbers back. Danny Griffin leading the charge for Pittsburgh. So in control. Lays it for Kiza. Now Robbie Mertz. Couple goals on the year for number 14.
Have to give Pittsburgh credits. They made Manjoma go back on his weaker left foot to cross it to the back post. Then they allowed another early cross. Those crosses aren't exactly asking the right questions, Drew. They're sort of letting the defense off the hook a little bit. And Pittsburgh did a great job just defending it, and now they have possession.
Well, we've broken down this game a lot here tonight, Ryan. I think for Tampa Bay, so key tonight. Your two top guns for Robbie Nielsen. Talk about Cal Jennings and Manuel Arteaga. 27 goals amongst those two guys. They have got to be heard from in this game.
Absolutely, and the symptoms, which is the lack of scoring up top, usually the problem starts further back. So Rowdies losing Aaron Guillen and Forrest Lasso. The fluency of the ball coming out of the back to the midfielders isn't as fluent. So the forwards start to feel the effect when the ball gets to them in a more stagnant position rather than the ball in a more flowing position where they can run onto it. Hence the goals have maybe dried up.
Relax boldly in Tampa Bay by claiming your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. That's visitTampaBay.com. A little toasty over the past few weeks around the Tampa Bay area. The humidity, man, it's been something else. And tonight, 85 degrees. Feels like it's about 91, 92 on the field, and I'm being generous.
Yeah. Just make sure and ask your bartender for an extra block of ice, please.
The weather will be cooling, though, of course, in the coming weeks. There's a collision, and it will belong to the Riverhounds here. Play overall has been pretty clean thus far. Here's one more look. It's Kleeman that time, and Kiza getting tied up. Yeah,
Freddie Kleeman so far out of the back line. The Rowdies want to push up high with their back line.
This ball laid in. Look out. Here's the whip around. Kiza going down. Kleeman there to challenge him again. Osumanu lays it for Biasi. One big name we haven't called out thus far for Pittsburgh because he's not in the 11. Kennardo Forbes, the absolute legend that we're likely going to see later in this contest, as Biasi is going to get the benefit of the this entire season compared to the Rowdies' 45. Offensively, on paper, the Rowdies have a clear edge with firepower.
Yeah, Arteaga and Cal Jennings are just different gravy. We're talking about number 2 and number 3 in scoring in the USL Championship. Cal Jennings leads this league in shots, but not only that, Drew, he leads this league in shots on target per game at 1.8. He is extremely accurate with his shooting. Arteaga second in the league in third in the league in shots. Both of them very, very confident when it comes to the last third of the field.
Rowdies will take some air out of it here. Zane Bubb, young man out of Jacksonville. Good chance meeting his father I had several weeks back at the gate as we exited the Rowdies game. So proud of what Zane has been able to do, finding a spot in this Rowdies organization. Here comes Cal Jennings now, trying to shake loose. He can be slippery. Munjoma, front-footed now. Eddie Munjoma to Jennings. Jennings with the whip around. Top of the box. And a little bit too tight that time with Arteaga. Rowdies starting to win those 50-50 balls, though. This one will skate across, and it should belong to Tampa Bay.
Lovely, slick weather, slick grass. We had some rain before the match, and Cal Jennings, when he comes deep and is allowed to turn with the ball, can take players on because he has a left foot and a right foot. He can go in either direction, and boy, is he slippery.
Rowdies starting to find feet. Doherty, oh, perfect spot. Right in the middle of that box. Bender will take his first shot as a Rowdy, just off frame.
Did I mention he was my pick to pick? Brett Bender looking to the far post. He fakes it. He looks to the far post and drags it to the first post. He had Eric Dick stuck in the mud. Just couldn't convert. Ben Bender, let me tell you, he is everything it is cracked up to be.
So Bender again, little space to work with. Rowdies starting to find some pockets here after a bumpy first 10 minutes. Tampa Bay settling down, starting to play their type of soccer. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Possession going Pittsburgh's way. Eric Dick starting to see some Rowdies offense come his way. Lewis Hilton thrown down, and finally a whistle. Rowdies will have their first free kick.
Well, Lewis Hilton, so competitive in midfield. Anything loose, he's going to be on it in a flash. He covers the ball, wins the free kick, and now creates an opportunity for himself to put this ball at the back post where Zane Bubb and Freddie Kleeman are going to be hanging out together.
Josh Perez also on top of this. Let's see if Hilton does the honors. 6'5" goalkeeper tonight for Pittsburgh in the form of Eric Dick.
If Perez takes it,
it will be Hilton. Low line drive this time. Rowdies control it.
Lewis Hilton just usually so good with those deliveries.
This one, middle of the box. Arteaga on top of it. Big collision. And we're going to play on here. Looked like he was perhaps tackled. And you're asking for a call. Not going to get it.
Well, the big centre-back Osumano putting the pressure on Arteaga.
Here's Mertz the other way. Rowdies scrambling back. Zackerson over to Junior 2, right back to him. Biasi finds it right back to him. Here comes the service, and this one is right into the hands of Jordan Fall.
Good delivery by Hilton, but Osumano, when that ball goes up in the air and there's no master, you're allowed to be physical, and did enough to throw Artiago off his balance.
Bob Lilly, right now very vocal on that far side. He is a character. He knows this league better than just about anybody.
You know what's incredible? They won the Players' Shield, which is the best league record in the league, twice during his tenure. I mean, you have to be good for such a long period of time to have the best record in the league.
Lewis Hilton again finds Jennings. Jennings, little 1-2, gets it right back. Kyle was looking for that finishing touch, just could not get it off that time. Zackerson and Pittsburgh control.
Well, great job by Pittsburgh, just closing down on Jennings and Artiaga, corralling, creating traffic. And if the Rowdies are going to want to have any sort of service, it's going to have to come from the sides, and this man knows it.
So great at his craft, Bob Lilly. Grand Central Brew House, a two-story brewery, tap room and beer garden located in the heart of the Grand Central District. The brewery features traditional lagers and ales poured directly from European-style serving tanks, resulting in fresher beer. Tampa Bay on the attack. Service comes in, nobody home that time for the green and gold. And perhaps a little bit heavy-footed from Blake Bodley. Bodley not fully 100%, Ryan. And you can see at times over the last few games the timing a little off.
Well, he had a red card early on this season, and then he had an injury. So can never really get consistent minutes and get his rhythm. But again, leads his team with 5 assists. So you can't knock him too much. Oh.
Zane Bob comes over to take care of things. Well done, he did not panic that time. Like Junior 2 was going to go off to the races. Rowdies controlling once more. Tampa Bay slowly starting to level up that possession time in this first half. Now it's Bender laying it wide. Munchoma sizing things up. Munchoma takes it in. And once again, the keeper knocking it down for the Hounds.
Well, Munchoma trying to make things happen. He shimmies, goes back again on the left foot. Good job by Junior 2, taking away Munchoma's right foot and making him provide with his weaker left.
So far, I really like the effort of Kyle Jennings, trying to get involved, just trying to get touches and just be a menace for that back line of the Hounds. Kyle Jennings is on. He is nearly unstoppable. But over a month without a goal, when you're a guy who lives on putting the ball in the back of the net, Ryan, it kind of starts to get in your mind just a little bit, doesn't it?
It absolutely. You know, we talk about scoring goals like a ketchup bottle. You try to get that ketchup out, it never comes, but when it does, it's going to come flooding out.
Great analogy. A little shove in the back. Jennings will place it down. Brennan Stevens.
Now, Drew, just to be clear, I'm a Heinz glass ketchup bottle kind of guy. Okay, just let you know.
Okay, it's good to know. Especially playing Pittsburgh tonight, Heinz Field.
Yes, there you go.
Known for their ketchup.
That was all planned, by the way, Pittsburgh. Don't worry.
You think it was?
Yeah.
I think so. Some love. Jackson Walty. Pretty even matchup thus far here from Tampa Bay. 25th anniversary season for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They started their play in 1999. The Rowdies started their play, of course, we know 1975. And on that far side, bumped out now, getting a little bit physical. Right in front of the Rowdies fans.
Well, it started with Jordan Doherty, who was a little bit out of position. That was his slide tackle, and this is Blake Bodley making sure that Jacquinson, the Frenchman who made his debut last week with a goal, made sure he knew he was there.
As Jacquinson, as I mentioned, played his college soccer at Pittsburgh, was a Panther. So natural fit for the Hounds here the rest of the season.
I tell you what, he took that goal from Blake Griffin, the ball that Griffin gave to him. That finish was spectacular. What we call a roofer. Hit the crossbar, no chance for the keeper.
Now it's Hilton weaving his way down the field. Jennings trying to shake free. But Eric Dick beats him to the ball.
That was Daniel Griffin, by the way.
Eric coming from Minnesota United, 11 clean sheets in 2024.
So it's a little bit of a race with clean sheets, by the way. Eric Dick with 11 and Jordan Farr on the opposite end with 10.
Good pace here from the visiting side. Mertz, left side, E2, one touch. Picked off by Lewis Hilton. Now it's Biasi. Biasi sends it right back to Mertz, former Atlanta United 2-star. We'll reset here. Sean Suber. So this is Jacquinson.
You know, I'm glad you said Atlanta United 2-star. Robbie Mertz was Mr. Everything for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds for 3 years. Then went to Atlanta United 2 for 2 years, right in between his next 2 years with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It was one of the oddest things I've seen. It looks like we're going to have a hydration break, but Robbie Mertz is definitely one of those players. He's a signature player, a club player that you don't get rid of. But he had those 2 years in Atlanta United 2 away from Pittsburgh Riverhounds and came right back. Just odd.
So players going to the sidelines for a hydration break. Want to tell you about the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches, including the championship final, will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. We take a look at Ralph's mob. Ryan, I also want to acknowledge Tampa Bay Rowdies general manager Ryan Helfrich, not with us tonight. He is up in Ohio watching on television. His wife, congratulations, inducted into her high school Hall of Fame. If Ryan Helfrich is not here inside Al Lang for a Rowdies game, you know the occasion has got to be ultra important. So congratulations to the Helfrichs.
The Cal Ripken streak is over. Do you believe that? He's not in Al Lang Stadium. I mean, the mayor of St. Petersburg wanted to know where this guy was. We had to inform him he was not in town, and he's all well in Ohio.
That's pretty good stuff. And I just hope at some point, Ryan, in my time here on Earth, I get into one Hall of Fame. Maybe I'll just create a Hall of Fame, yeah. Right?
The great Greek Hall of Fame, Drew Felios marches in.
I'll take it. Anything, please. Tampa Bay Rowdies fans loving the occasion here tonight. The most family-friendly environment you're going to find in professional sports. Bob Lilly in the house. Very demanding, very strict, expects a lot from his players. Keeps it really simple. Had a chance to speak to a lot of players who have played for him in the past. And they all seem to state the same thing. He is all business.
A lot of attention to detail, defensive detail, and that's okay, because you know as a player going into this group, you're going to be in games for long periods of time. You're always going to compete throughout the season. It's a winning formula, and Bob Lilly is not going to apologize for it, and he shouldn't. And boy, you don't want to face a team with that formula in the playoffs.
So just about 34 minutes in, still waiting for our first goal. Rowdies in Pittsburgh, couple chances on each side here thus far. Cal Jennings, former UCF Knight. It's been electric since signing with the Rowdies, but Tampa Bay needs him now late in the season to really find his groove. Blake Bodley. And Tampa Bay now building from the back. Bender. Nicely connected here. It's Jennings. Has it poked away though. Opportunistic are the Hounds. Kizza comes up with it.
Excellent defending again by Pittsburgh. As soon as Carl Jennings came into the vicinity, they got onto him, got a toe to the ball, not allowing him to get any sort of momentum. Because Eddie Manjoma is not that aggressive attacking player, it allows Jennings and Bender to come across and be those players where they can become a little predictable for Pittsburgh.
Oh, crashing through is Zane Bubb. And if you are Tampa Bay tonight, you've got to be so decisive what you do with the ball, so careful with it. And you got to be aware of what is around you at all times.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and I'm going to make a point here, they are the worst team with pass accuracy in this league, 73%. You know why? Because they go for that home run ball. As soon as they dispossess you, they will take the chance to go over the top to try and capitalize with a quick counter. And a lot of the times those passes don't come off. Sometimes they do.
This broadcast tonight brought to you by Farah & Farah, Tampa's personal injury lawyers, and online at farahandfarah.com. 36th minute. Yassi trying to go over the top with it. Denny Griffin. This one serviced across the field. Pittsburgh still controls with Walty. Inside the 18 now. Trying to find some daylight is Griffin. He loses it. Tampa Bay comes up with it with Bender. Bender. Over to Jennings. Now Jennings surveying the field. Bender now switches the point of attack. This is Bodily. Bodily will run. Can do it with the best of them. Here's the cross. Arteaga. Ball will sail just out of his reach.
Well, as soon as Bodily saw Blackstock, he had to be aggressive to get that delivery in. It is Rowdy's MO when the ball goes out wide. The two wide players have to be aggressive. And Lewis Hilton is now embracing the referee. Junior 2, it's rowdy on rowdy crime.
Hilton do whatever he could there to stop the run, does his job. I think needs to take a breath. It's imperative tonight also, Ryan, that if you're Tampa Bay, you really pick your spots. Moments like that can really gash you.
Yeah, Lewis Hilton understands that. That's why he tries to break up the play as quick as he can, to not give the other team any sort of momentum on a counter-attack. And so far, Bender, Perez, Hilton have really competed with Griffin, Mertz and company in that center of the park. And we talked about winning the middle of the center circle. That will dictate the game today. To give everyone an idea at home, the possession is even Steven, 50.9 to the Rowdies, 49.1, which is literally 50, basically 50-50 for both sides.
Junior E2 puts this one on the ground. And there is Zane Bubb right there to break up the run.
All right, so both sides are suffering from the same disease. Junior A2 is not that natural left-sided player that's going to whip crosses in and take players on. And so too Eddie Manjoma. So they're both sort of cancelling each other out on that right side for the Rowdies and the left side for the Riverhounds.
Jordan Doherty. Tampa Bay taking a little bit of air out of it here. Lewis Hilton again in traffic. Perez. Look how fast Tampa Bay has to work. Bodily. And a quick whistle there. As the Rowdies will have it. You see that press and how effective it can be. Tampa Bay respects it. Bender keeps the defender on his back. Hilton, and now Tampa Bay can run. Perez trying to get Jennings. Eric Dick sliding over.
Again, Riverhounds so organized defensively. There wasn't much room for Kyle Jennings to operate. Just positionally so in tuned. And Eric Dick off his line on a rocket.
So now it's Pittsburgh. Ball at the feet of Zackerson. Nicely done. It's Jordan Doherty getting dirty. Kyle Jennings now can attack. Jennings with the rocket. Just over the crossbar, but an outstanding attempt by Kyle Jennings.
Well, whether he's running onto a ball or taking the ball down the defender's throat, left foot, right foot, doesn't matter. Good strike. And looked like Eric Dick got the last touch. But goal kick for the Riverhounds.
So Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh battling here in the 41st minute. Stick around, tons coming up at the half. As we will discuss the Rowdies' playoff push. A lot still has to happen for Tampa Bay throughout the remainder of this year. How many home games are the Rowdies going to host? Go around the USL and also highlights and stats coming up all at halftime. Be sure and stay tuned for that. Leaving it here for Kizza. Oh, nice slide that time. I'll tell you what, Zane Bob, he is not afraid whatsoever.
Love him. Absolutely love him. Ball down the line. There's one thing in mind. Man or ball. And he goes for the ball. If the man comes in after, sorry, Mr. Kizza, you got to go.
A little bit of bubbly that time for Tampa Bay.
That's right.
Zane Bob, love that look with the stash. Absolutely. Right off the Rowdies crest, it seems.
Yes, he's the logo. The Jerry West of Tampa Bay Rowdies, I love it.
Played now through the air, and coming down with it, Zackerson. Robbie Mertz sending it back. Shot from dead on, and it's scored. The Hounds have struck first. And oh, what a strike it was. Right through the lane, off the foot of Jackson Walty, and it's 1-0.
Well, we just talked about this man at the hydration break. A leader in the club, so effective in distribution. And look at this technique, Drew. This ball, usually, he just waits for it and tucks it in, Leo Messi style, into the bottom corner. Almost like taking a penalty. Absolute craftsmanship.
Second goal of the year for Jackson Walty. Pittsburgh with the edge here in the 44th minute.
Wow. And we talked about the Rowdies in their style of play, in pressing and pushing for a first goal, that sometimes they sort of lose their way if they don't get that goal after 30 minutes. And yet, 43 minutes in, the Rowdies, again, do not pick up Waltz, who's waltzing in, and tucks it away. Look at this finish. Technique, just buying his time. He hesitates and just bends it away from Jordan Farr. All guile, all craft, no power.
Yeah, shot was absolutely perfect. Could not have struck it better. Robbie Mertz right now wreaking havoc for the Riverhounds. Arteaga, a little quiet so far in this first half. Not many touches for the number 9. So Griffin once again sending it forward. Jordan Farr comes up to play it for Tampa Bay.
Well, credit again to Pittsburgh Riverhounds, sitting tight defensively, buying their time, waiting for their spots to open up, and it did open up a couple of minutes just before the half. Fantastic strike by Walty. And now it took the air out of the crowd just a little bit. Now the Rowdies have to sort of inject life back into their team.
Perez going down. Josh Perez now will get up slowly. 3 minutes of extra time here. 3 minutes. The Rowdies would like to at least have another solid chance before intermission. Jennings, well, left to him that time. Off the foot of Minjoma. Tried the back heel. Bub was on top of it. Bender. And now the Rowdies attack again. This is Doherty. Jordan Doherty spreads it wide. Bodily. Bodily sending it in. Oh, Jennings trying to redirect.
Again, Bodily did everything right. Just Jennings couldn't get on the end of it. He got behind his guy, whipped in a good cross. Just the final product not there.
Zackerson. Bodily comes over to help out. Can't corral it. But a whistle, and the Rowdies will have it once more. So it's about the type of match that we expected.
Technical, tight. Understand Bob Lilly's MO, understand what Rowdies need. So they've come forward, trying to push, try to instigate an attack. And the Riverhounds, just so good with their shape, their defensive shape, have frustrated the Rowdies. And that goal by Walty was just fantastic.
Give it away again. Someone Juma. And now the takedown, Junior Itu, and that will draw yellow. First of the game for the Rowdies.
Well, Junior Itu doing the best he can on this right-hand side. Gets pickpocketed. But if he gets pickpocketed, there's oodles of room behind him, and he knows it. So he just goes straight for Itu's shirt. And that's going to get you into the referee's book.
Coming into this game, Coach Nielsen knew the challenge at hand, especially with the Rowdies losing Ryan Spaulding just hours before kickoff. It took him a little extra time to come up with that magic 11 that he wanted tonight, because you lose a guy like Spaulding, it kind of changes everything. As far has to come over and save it, but you can see the Rowdies in points gelling. I think they've held up well in this first half thus far, even though they did concede minutes ago, but certainly an 11 that's walking on a little bit of eggshells.
Well, I love how young Bender has made his debut in our land. He's done a great job in the first half of the first half. But the Rowdies backline doesn't seem to be as sure as itself in years past. So, and then of course they have Minjoma out here doing the best that he can as well.
Now it's Jennings. Two come over to help on the Rowdies striker. And that will do it for the first half. So a late goal by the Riverhounds. Off the foot of Jackson Walty. Gives the visitors the edge. Robbie Nielsen and the Rowdies will have to regroup at halftime. So great to have you with us tonight from downtown St. Pete. 1-0 Pittsburgh. We're back in just a moment.
My name is Riley, and I'll be taking care of you today. truck season. Get 1.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups.
See your local Chevy dealer.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay Rowdies halftime show, brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. Visit Tampa Bay, where treasure awaits. 1-0 is the score here after 45 minutes and change. Pittsburgh leading Tampa Bay. Thrilled you're with us, Drew Felios, alongside Ryan Davis. We've talked about Tampa Bay's season here thus far. Ryan, a little bit of an oddity at this point in the year. Usually the Rowdies are peaking this time of year. But this is a team still trying to kind of figure things out. They've got all the potential, just kind of waiting for it all to happen.
I think you're always looking for that one spot to point at and say, that's the problem. That's not the case. There are little pockets of space that the back line is still a little bit unsure of itself. So the flow coming out of the back may not be the best. And then in the midfield, there's nothing coming out from behind Kyle Jennings and Arteaga that's asking the right questions. Bennett did a great job. But yeah, there really isn't much to offer support for Arteaga and Jennings.
Talked about Zane Bubb. He had that big goal earlier this year. Arteaga, when he is on and all the faucets are on for the Rowdies, they are certainly a handful. Keep in mind, Tampa Bay's got big wins over Charleston and also Lou City this year. They've beaten some of the best in the league, also some of the best teams out west as well. But still, you just get a feel like their best soccer has not yet been played.
Yeah, and I think when they start getting players back, like an Aaron Gay and the captain, when you start getting like Nyanga Berry back on the right-hand side, I think these pieces, these attacking players and confident players who are assured of themselves in this league, I think will start to bleed into the team, bring some confidence, get Leo Fernandez more minutes, and I think that's going to start creating problems for other teams when the Rowdies find their mojo.
When Kyle Jennings is at his best, he is nearly unguardable. Can't mark him with just one. There was a tremendous goal earlier this year as Arteaga. He has certainly been a big lift for the Rowdies at this point in the season. He is the leading goal scorer for Tampa Bay, scoring 14 times this year. Well, much more to come. We'll take you around the league when we come back. News, notes, and also get you ready for half number 2. 1-0 your score, Pittsburgh over Tampa Bay. And we're back in a moment.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Recentra bien el balón dentro del área. ¡Hombre, es el segundo! La combinación es buena. Se canta el 1-1. ¡Te lo canto! ¡No te puedo creer! Increíble, Felipe. Y señoras y señores, la USL Championship.
Mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
I said I'd rather be famous instead. You're more than a superstar.
Very different people, very different medical conditions, who all have one thing in common. They and their families chose Orlando Health for care, where our expert teams gave them one more thing in common: their lives back. Orlando Health. Choose well.
Let's size up the USL Championship Team of the Week. Yosuke Hanya is our Player of the Week. Also, Danny Rivera, congratulations to him, as well as Bradley Sample, 2 Riverhounds, a part of this group this week. Paco Craig, the household name in the back. Tremendous job for all of those players. News and notes: playoff-bound Lou City, the first team to clinch its spot in the USL Championship postseason. How about the Charleston Batteries' Nick Markanich? Just had a tremendous year, 25th goal as they win 2-1 over Sac Republic, and Steeltown streaking. Yes, Pittsburgh just tremendous. In their last 10, they have not suffered a defeat. 5 wins and 5 draws in that stretch. The big win last week over Rhode Island. Here's the table in the East, the way it stands right now. Lou City and Charleston at the top. Rowdies sitting in that 3rd spot, but just narrowly over Detroit City. Pittsburgh, if the season were to end today, they would squeeze into the postseason right now in that 8th slot. But you know, this time of year, Pittsburgh going to play better and better. They're likely going to move up the charts and improve that seeding. Look at the action going on here tonight. Indy 11 right now leading El Paso. Detroit City a handful against New Mexico. Hartford over Miami 1-0. Same score with Colorado Springs and the Battery. We'll keep an eye on that one. Birmingham 2-1 over Loudoun. And you've got Lou City and Tulsa set to kick off. So much to talk about with USL Championship and these Tampa Bay Rowdies. We'll get you ready for half number 2 under the Tiki Hut when we return.
For somebody that hasn't been through this kind of situation before, it's kind of scary. You're hurt, your car's destroyed, how's this going to impact my job, my income, my future? And Farrah made sure that I understood what was going to happen step by step, and they took care of me.
It was my first car accident. Being so young, I was clueless and I didn't know who to reach out to and what to do. The people at Farrah, they were able to navigate me through every step of the way. They showed that they cared and I felt respected.
What happens when a company puts health solutions at the center of everything it does? At Florida Blue, Tai Chi happens. Nurse visits happen. This happens. A nutrition class happens. Answers to your health insurance questions happen. And a healthier you happens. So come by your local Florida Blue Center and experience health solutions at the center.
My name is Riley and I'll be taking care of you today.
Welcome back to our Visit Tampa Bay halftime show. Visit Tampa Bay, where treasure awaits. Does treasure await the Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight? That's the big question. Right now trailing 1-0 to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. All right, what needs to change here going into half number 2 for the Rowdies to have success?
I think if the Rowdies want to get back a goal, Nate Worth has to come inside and partner up with Bender in the midfield. I think the Rowdies have to be a little bit more aggressive going through the middle, because as the Riverhounds push him out wide, Manjoma is not that attacking right midfielder that we would like to have there. So I think it becomes very predictable for the Riverhounds to defend, and they want to push the Rowdies outside, but the Rowdies have to counteract with coming inside.
Take a look at some of the highlights from half number 1. Tampa Bay had some chances finding feet early in this match. Cal Jennings on the attack.
Yeah, good ball by Bender. Just shows his vision and his class. Manjoma's cross on the left-hand side to the back post. And this is what the Riverhounds did. They stayed, their shape was fantastic. They stayed on the inside of their player. Biazi wins a free kick. And they hung around just like Coach Lilly's teams always do. They crowded the middle. This was Bender, his best chance, dragging it past the first post. As long as the Riverhounds stuck around, they pressed, they nagged, they niggled the Rowdies in our land, frustrating them. This was Manjoma again on his weaker left foot. Again, it's not a clear opportunity for the Rowdies. It's everything that the Riverhounds want. Very safe, keeping the Rowdies in front of them. And Cal Jennings, a shot from way outside. Again, Pittsburgh have no problem with defending that. Then, this man, finishing from on top of the box, incredible finish by Welty. Just throws in at the top of the box, and the finish, absolutely exceptional. And Pittsburgh, great value for their 1-0 lead.
So let's size up the halftime stats. Look at the shots, nearly even. Pittsburgh, a one-shot edge. Rowdies actually controlling possession, 53-47. Just one yellow card. Also in this match, dealt out to Eddie Manjoma late in the first half. Been pretty clean overall. Not many surprises thus far. Tampa Bay just will have to make the most out of each and every opportunity here tonight. But the seams are there, the lanes are there, if the Rowdies continue just to be persistent. Going to be interesting to see who is also a part of the rotation here tonight in this game. As Leo Fernandez, I think, is going to answer that question here early. The Rowdies legend is up, getting loose off the bench, and appears to be ready to enter the contest. Also have Nate Worth, the youngster, who has been impressive for Tampa Bay this year. Aaron Guillen not made an appearance in this game, but could come in half number 2. And there's also Damian Rivera, who has also been effective. 6 goals to his name for the Rowdies, the 3rd best scorer in green and gold. Young fans having just a blast tonight at Al Lang as here comes Leo Fernandez. So he will enter early. I think by his standards, has usually entered late in contests, but Coach Robbie Nielsen feels really good about what number 10 brings to the field right here, right now. Let's see how he changes the trajectory.
Well, in the last 2 matches, a goal and an assist coming off the bench. And I think he's playing himself into postseason form or postseason shape. And I think he's going to get more and more minutes as the season wears on, with just 7 games to go. And I think Leo Fernandez, you can, if you're a Rowdies fan, you can be ready to see him at full strength for the postseason.
Second half underway. So excited you're with us tonight on Tampa Bay's 44. Quickly taken away by the visiting side. Pittsburgh will attack from that left side. Manjoma there to knock it out of bounds. We'll have an early corner kick for the Hounds.
Now that's a win for Junior Etu. We talked about Manjoma for the Rowdies. Well, Etu has the same issue. But this man, Leo Fernandez, has to provide that sort of creative spark behind Arteaga and Jennings. He has to loosen up that middle, Drew, that pocket right in front of the defense, and get some shots and get some, what we say, telling passes in the final third.
So first corner kick on the way here of this second half. Robbie Mertz. Just in front of the box that time. Leo comes over to handle it for the Rowdies. Pittsburgh continues with that press. And that one just delivered high by Jackson Walty, who scored the goal. The only goal thus far in this game.
Well, goals change matches, and now Pittsburgh. Oh, that is a crunching tackle. Leo Fernandez is looking at the referee as if it's just another day in the park.
It's Manuel Arteaga who goes down hard. Former Phoenix Rising. Oh, just kind of caught him at a weird angle. That time his foot was planted in the grass.
That was Junior Etu.
Lewis Hilton threading the needle. Cal Jennings attacking numbers forward for the green and gold. Right side Munjoma. Arteaga. Little bit of a flick. He goes down. And once again, the official, Brandon Stevens, Rowdies pleading their case.
Well, once Lewis Hilton starts to break lines with passes up the middle, it's going to start creating more space for players. This creates room for the outside player, Munjoma, back inside to Arteaga. And again, Riverhounds very quick to close down. But Lewis Hilton, if he can create that flow with forward passing, north-south passing, as we call it, it's going to create a lot more space for Cal Jennings and company.
Corner kick, Lewis Hilton. Sends it on the ground. Doherty's going to have a shot. Deflected quickly, though. Blake Bodley has it at his feet. Munjoma and Hilton sharing. This one sent in. Josh Perez comes over. And it's Hilton again from the corner. Hilton scrapping tonight. He's got 2 gold shirts. Does a good job keeping possession. It'll be Rowdy's ball.
I don't know about you, but the body language that Lewis Hilton is giving me is that this is the time in this half that this man and the Rowdies want to turn things around. He is absolutely hungry for any loose ball and recoveries.
Munjoma slides it. Arteaga. Rowdy's trying to get a clean look. Doherty. Zane Bump will chase it down. It's Fernandez now. Take it away quickly. Robbie Mertz, battle in the midfield.
Boy, has been a battle. Excellent job by Robbie Mertz to recover and win possession back for Pittsburgh.
This has been a very fundamental game. And now the Hounds on the attack. Slide it forward, Junior E2. Zane Pub right there to meet him.
Well, if you're a spectator, you're hanging on to every pass, but the players are having a blast out on that pitch. It is wet, it's slick, slide tackling, loose balls. And Junior 2 is working his shorts off on that far left-hand side.
This area, entire Tampa Bay area, has been blanketed with rain over the past month. I think every bit of grass anywhere in the area is going to be just a little bit soft. And that is the case here at Al Lang.
It looks like it's going to be a free kick, Joe. Too much physicality off the ball.
Couple Rowdies players locked up that time. Gives them possession. Blake Bodley. Pittsburgh once again on the attack. Jennings and the Rowdies wrestle it away. Fernandez. Arteaga doing everything he can. Manuel Arteaga sliding down that time. He'll get up quickly. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and on ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Must win for the Rowdies here tonight. 12-8-7 on the year. 43 points. Sitting in third place in the East. Pittsburgh sitting in that 8th spot, but 10 straight matches unbeaten. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis here on ESPN Plus. And again, thank you for watching. If you're watching on KDKA Plus in the Pittsburgh area.
If you're keeping score at home, Detroit City are up 1-0. And they would have closed the gap to just 1 point. Bob Lilly, talk about closing the gap. He has come from a long way off to bring this team right back into the playoff picture. With that headstrong mentality, defense first. And now the roof of the house closing in.
Jordan Doherty broke free for a moment. Bodily now comes over. Oh, looked like he got there first. Bodily can't believe it. And I agree with him. That's a tough call to make. Brandon Stevens, though, does it definitively.
Well, there's Borden. He gets the ball, and he's going to point to the referee when he hears the whistle, and then turns around and realizes he's getting cautioned. So now Blake Borden on this left-hand side is going to have to watch it. Most of his game is depending on tracking back, cutting off passes, and tackling. So with just about 40 minutes left in the match, if you add on injury time, it's a long ways for Robbie Nielsen to watch his left wing back play with a yellow card.
So second yellow drawn by the Rowdies. Bodley has one, Mujoma has one as well. No discipline on the visiting side thus far.
Understand, this is the Rowdies' third match in 7 days. And to play against a rough and tumble Pittsburgh team on a slick Allang field, that is no easy test.
Eric Dick now lets it go.
Sure, it doesn't get easier. 5 of the last 7 matches are against playoff teams in the East. It is going to be a race to the end.
Yeah, after this match for Tampa Bay, you're at Charleston that 1 week from tonight. And after that, hosting Hartford. Still got Lou City in the distance. October 12th, maybe 11 as well, the last regular season game in October. First things first, though, it's about the Hounds tonight. There's Mujoma again. He's been flying around the field.
I think if it's one forward that looks to be weathering a bit, it's Arteaga. He's been fantastic in and around the goal. Remember, he won the title last year. He played deep into the season. A lot of mileage. And he seems to be slowing a bit. That being said, his quality in front of the goal is second to no one in this league.
Bodily.
Look at the sea of yellow. Incredible commitment to positioning and defensive awareness.
St. Bub. Lewis Hilton. Ball gets away. Sloppy exchange that time. And now the Rowdies have to chase. This ball sent across the park. Right in the zip code of Kizza.
Beautiful.
Kizza trying to get by, and all Zane Bub could do was grab on for dear life.
Well, the errant pass by Zane Bub created the counter-attack. And what a turn by Kizza. And looks like the centre-back may have injured himself.
So Bub getting up awfully slowly. As he is dealt a yellow here.
Look at this turn by Kizza. Leaving Zane Bub, picking up the yellow card. But Bub immediately goes down. Looks like he feels that hamstring.
Also seen cramping happen often, especially from a young player not used to giving these sort of minutes.
Yeah.
For his new club. So a dangerous spot here for the Hounds. Free kick on the way. Kyle Jennings will try and impede the path. Robbie Mertz.
If you're Pittsburgh, you want to put this semi-close to, you want to play ball in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. Right where Jordan Doherty's hanging out.
This one sent up. He's going to skate over. Jordan Farr will try and rev up the engineer for Tampa Bay.
Well, if St. Bob is going to struggle, Aaron Guillen is on the bench, but understand that Guillen is not going to be 100%. Not pressed by Riverhounds, causing fits for the Rowdies at the moment.
Rowdies now running. Here's Leo Fernandez. Leo trying to squeeze one through.
Tiago's down, Drew. Actually, it's a Riverhound player.
So bodies drop from here in the 58th minute. Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. You've got USL All Access Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Also live matches from USL, MLS, the Premier League, and more. It's all on Sirius XM FC's 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Leo Fernandez trying to make a difference here late. His leadership, his gamesmanship, critical for the Rowdies.
Both sides had a hydration break in the first half. I'm guessing the same is going to happen in the second. Possibly closer to the 75th minute mark or 70th minute.
Some of those great years with Leo Fernandez, Seba Guenzati, Steven Dos Santos, and the Rowdies have had some players over the past decade, haven't they?
And this man is only 2 appearances away from tying Georgie Hristov. May go down as the greatest Rowdy. What a career the Brazilian has had.
And that combo with he and Guenzati, so many magical moments in this stadium. And right now, a little shaken up is Osumanu, the Ghanaian. And when I say cramping, I mean it is exceptionally humid and sticky here, and you can just see by the uniforms perspiration just at incredible levels tonight. And when that is happening and you're running mile after mile here on this pitch, it can certainly take its toll.
Yep, the feet start to get heavy, and any sort of twist or turn will encourage cramping.
The same thing that happens after I take about a lap around the stadium.
Or in the broadcast booth, I've seen you before. Grab that calf.
Trying to race to get that pizza. That's a long jolt.
Well, if you've never seen us in the booth here, I'm like a midfielder going back and forth in the booth, and Drew's like a defender defending. It's something else. It's a lot of activity.
Yes, it is. Bub looks like he is okay. Rowdies inching forward here carefully. The press has been suffocating to start the second half for the Hounds. Hilton squeezes one in here. Arteaga right back to number 4. Now it's Munjoma. He'll work. Little help comes over and just loses it there. Robbie Mertz with the interception. And Munjoma's just got to be a little bit more careful with it.
Yeah, like we mentioned, Munjoma is so much better when the game is in front of him, not isolated 1v1 on the sides. And because of that lack of attacking characteristics from Munjoma, the Riverhounds are more than happy when the ball goes out on the right-hand side, and then they can pick off the pass when it comes back in. And the game is starting to get into a lull, exactly what the Riverhounds would love. Take the energy out of the game, get the crowd quiet. If they can hold on to some possession. Osumanu wants nothing to do with possession. He just lofts the ball to the corner flag.
Well, look out. Here come the youngsters for the Rowdies as Nate Worth set to check in. Also, Damian Rivera will head to the pitch as well. Josh Perez, his night is through.
Interesting substitution because Zane Bob is coming out and Nate Worth, a midfielder, is coming in. Interesting to see what the dynamic is if they go to a 4-back line. So 2 centre-backs in Kleeman and maybe Doherty at centre-back, Blake Bodley at left-back, Monjuma at right-back, and then in the midfield, Lewis Hilton, Leo Fernandez, Rivera, and Worth. That'll be the 4 in midfield. And then the 2 up top, Arteaga and Jennings.
So let's see if the young, fresh legs make a difference here for Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh now with Zacherson right in front of the goal. Rowdies back line there just in time. Jennings just cannot clear it. They make everything so difficult. Look at this commitment.
First to every loose ball, the 50-50s. Just absolutely engaged defensively. Pittsburgh stifling Arteaga, giving up the foul out of frustration.
Relax boldly in Tampa Bay by claiming your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. That's visitTampaBay.com. Proud sponsor of the Rowdies, our halftime show as well. Thrilled to have them aboard once more here in 2024. Langston Blackstock for Pittsburgh. When you watch the Hounds work, hard to believe they've just got 8 victories this year. This is a quality club. Rowdies trying to break the ice still here in the 64th minute. This guy can certainly do it. It's Rivera on the run.
But the yellow shirts are corralling him already, and now Bodley has to pass the ball quickly back into the middle to make use of Rivera's run. Arteaga at this point is out of gas and out of ideas. When the legs go, the brain follows.
How about Damian Rivera? Those 6 goals, we've seen him come on and really change games this year. Bodley. Here's Rivera, rather Fernandez, spinning around. Nate Worth, room to work. Far side, it's Jennings. Jennings along the end line, squeezing one through. Rowdies get ahead on it. Bodley comes up. Pittsburgh there. Hounds just not panicking even then when they are in those precarious situations.
Well, Yakinson coming all the way back to pick up his defensive responsibilities. Now Kleeman is caught with Kiza. But again, it started because Kyle Jennings' ability to take on players, get to the byline, and make something out of nothing. But when it comes to actual a sequence of play for the Rowdies to pass the ball in and out and get behind the defense, it's not there. So then you have to rely on individuality like Kyle Jennings. With the fresh legs of Rivera, I think the Rowdies will be best suited to come back out to the left-hand side, give the youngster a touch of the ball, let him draw some yellow shirts to him. When he brings it back inside, then you shift it quickly to where the space is. Of course, it's very easy to say that up here, but down there with the fatigue, that's a problem.
Burton Zacherson making a difference tonight for the Hounds. Acquired by Real Salt Lake. And there he is. Rowdies will get the benefit of the doubt here as Bodley hits the ground. And Tampa Bay will have possession. This guy is a big physical body, though. Number 51, Zacherson.
And what a find for the Riverhounds as well. Makes his debut last week at home. An incredible finish from the pass from Griffin. Now he's full of confidence, somebody that Bob Lilly can rely on when Johnston comes back into the lineup. And they've just increased their depth, Riverhounds, between Sample and Yakinson.
First yellow card dealt out here to Pittsburgh. That press a little bit too tight. Happened right here. Freddie Kleeman has his ankle stepped on.
He's in a lot of pain, Drew. I mean, almost as bad as your cramp in your calf in the broadcast booth. That's similar to that.
How about Freddie Kleeman? A few Rowdies have been asked to do more this year than number 19. He has had to really step it up. Road has been a little bumpy for him throughout the season, but the effort is always there for 19. He did not complain about that.
He was slotted to play that right centre-back next to Forrest Lasso and to marshal Jordan Doherty if Doherty needs a relief at centre-back as well. And now he's been put right in at centre-back, the general between the two centre-backs, to guide the back line. He's certainly got his opportunity this season.
Great to see famous Freddie on his feet. Bodily. Crowd just waiting for something big to happen for their home Rowdies. Tampa Bay attacking. Here it comes from Jennings. Jennings shifting, tries to squeeze one in. Arteaga, he had him that time. Manuel's got to expect that one coming his way. Doherty taking it upon himself. It's Rivera time. 1v1, push to the end line, right where Pittsburgh wants him to go.
Perfect defending. Yes, they showed him the line, his weaker left foot. As soon as he went onto his weaker left foot down the line, here came the backup. Excellent slide tackle. Pittsburgh get back possession, but Pittsburgh really don't want possession. Like we talked about, they are very adept at playing without the ball, defending for long periods of time, having quick counter-attacks when they do get the ball. And this man, Cal Jennings, has done everything he possibly could to try and drag this team back.
Send it across now, switch the point of attack, it's Bodily. Blake Bodily. Doherty. Lewis Hilton. Rowdies knew it was going to be difficult to score. Coming in here, just out of the reach of Nate Worth.
Well, those are the sort of passes that unlock defenses. The late run by Nate Worth from deep. Nobody picking him up. Jordan Doherty putting it on the shoelace. Look at this pass from the Irishman. Little dink over the top. Here comes Worth. And just mistimed it. He would have been in on goal. Excellent run, excellent pass. Just the final product not there.
I love the creativity from Doherty and him just kind of taking the bull by the horns here. Saying, you know what, I got to be a guy to do this if it's going to happen tonight. If you're Jordan Doherty, you're now one of the leaders on this team. And your team needs you. They'll hustle back here to collect. Rowdies fans calling for a big run. Jennings in a crowd. Right back from Leo Fernandez. Cal Jennings puts it in front, and the Rowdies score! Arteaga.
When his legs may be gone, but El Chamo still has the finish. His ability, his technique in front of goal, his craftiness, and the Venezuelan just conjured something out of nothing. A 1-2 from Jennings, he gets it back, and look at the back heel, Drew. Something you see in your backyard. Absolute incredible finish, El Chamo on the score sheet.
Ryan, I got to give it to you just a bit. You said a few minutes ago you thought that maybe Arteaga was out of breath and out of ideas.
He was.
Guess what?
But his craftiness in front of goal is second to no one in this league. His ability to finish.
Zackerson set to exit. Emmanuel Johnson comes in. How about Arteaga answering the challenge? Goal number 15 of the season, Ryan, and it was brilliant.
Absolute brilliance. But what about Carl Jennings starting the move, running back on, gets the return pass, puts it on Arteaga, but Arteaga still had so much to do with a defender on his back. Had to be the most crafty of finishes with a back heel to beat not only the defender, but the goalkeeper. And that's going to be on the USL Goals of the Week. Book it.
That green smoke has never smelled so good. So now it's Bodley and Tampa Bay with renewed confidence. Rivera a little tied up. Alsamano will place it down here for the Riverhounds. So with that goal, the Rowdies will donate $250 to Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital in the name of number 9, Manuel Arteaga. Leading scorer for Tampa Bay.
True, have to give credit to Coach Robbie Nilsson. He put all his attacking talent on the pitch. Nate Worth, Rivera, Leo Fernandez. He made the right moves. He switched to 4 in the back line. Zane Bob got injured. Nobody expected that. Put Monjoma at right back now. And now this team.
Hounds now attacking in numbers. They place it on the ground. Look out in the danger zone. Tampa Bay with Worth battling. Rowdies trying to clear. This one shot high, and the Rowdies dodge a huge bullet.
Oh, quickly take on.
Get ready, Rowdies fans. Mark your calendars, September 21st. As the Rowdies take on the Charleston Battery. Join us for the ultimate watch party at Yeoman's Swing Suite, located at 202 North Morgan Street in Tampa. This Rowdies watch party presented by Visit Tampa Bay. Relax boldly. Mark the calendar there. The 21st of September at Yeoman's.
Done.
Mertz, he has been a problem. Langston Blackstock, a goal and 3 assists to his credit this year. Attacking, once again the service comes in. This ball deflected. Was Worth there along with Jennings. Pittsburgh trying to get one back here after conceding. Set up the bicycle, and the Rowdies able to tighten up just in time, and again Kleeman is down and he is grimacing.
Well, it's a head injury, and Freddie Kleeman immediately has to get checked for concussion. There's that cross coming in, Kleeman doing battle. There's the bicycle kick right into the ribs. It looks like he landed awkwardly as well, Freddie Kleeman. Oh.
So oddly, a yellow card there dealt to Leo Fernandez as both teams head over for another hydration break.
And exactly what we thought, Drew. It's going to come down to the wire with these two teams. Robbie Nilsson threw on all of his attacking talent. Pittsburgh Riverhounds now have to react as the Rowdies now have confidence for the last 15 minutes. However, a lot of Rowdies players, shall I say knackered is the word, coming down the stretch. And now Pittsburgh have just put on fresh legs in Johnson and Sample. Sample getting the goal of the week last week against Rhode Island. And again, this game just goes back and forth.
USL Championship soccer continues on the ESPN networks in September with a matchup of top teams from the East. Detroit City takes on the Players' Shield leader, Louisville City. That's in a Sunday afternoon clash, September 22nd, 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
There it is, defender Atlanta. Boy, is that going to be a game, Detroit City, Louisville City. Lots to play for. Of course, Detroit City just a point behind the Rowdies. 2 points if this score stands. And traveling to the table setters, Louisville.
Action we're following tonight, some score updates. Colorado Springs, the Switchbacks on top of Charleston, still by a 1-0 count. Memphis over North Carolina, 2-0 in that one. Blue City leading FC Tulsa 1-0. Lake Bonnelly and Tampa Bay. It's been a long physical battle here tonight with their main adversary, Pittsburgh. Seen some great matches in the past with these two franchises. Kleeman. Jennings and Arteaga. Said that Arteaga and Jennings, one of them would have to be heard from at least, and that has happened. As Arteaga gets the Rowdies on the score sheet. Still plenty of time here.
I would say both of them. It was Jennings to Arteaga.
Yes.
Assists the goal. And it's always a plus when you have two genuine centre forwards. You can link up consistently. Of course, in modern football, we see two wingers and a forward more often than not.
Here's Kizza in the corner. He's able to take care of it. Arteaga, player on his back is also Manu. Just not enough on it to get to Rivera. Again, the passing's got to be crisp here. Easier said than done whenever the fatigue sets in. Here as we approach 80 minutes. Tampa Bay staying in place. This one sent right. Blackstock will chip it there, and Jordan Farr cuts it down for the Rowdies. Leo now with some room to run.
Oh, good turn.
Now Damian Rivera spreads it wide. Arteaga, Fernandez, this is what he does best. Leo lays it for Rivera. Eric Dick comes over, and the slide to deflect just in time. Love the creativity by the Rowdies here late.
Dancing on a string. Samba man turning in the middle of the park, creating space for others, gets it back, splits two defenders. Yellow shirts all around, and look at the gentle pass to Rivera now. Brings Dick out of the goal. And this young fella here, Nate Worth, can deliver corners, set pieces on a string.
Nate Worth went near side that time. Now Zane Bubb, Kleeman over there chasing. Jordan Doherty, and right now Tampa Bay looks like they've got the fresher legs here at the moment, Ryan. Let's see if the Rowdies can take advantage. Jennings keeps it from that end line. Monjoma lofting it, far post. Rivera comes over. This is Worth. Nate Worth with the goal to his credit. Jennings again. This one no problem for the Pittsburgh keeper, Dick.
Well, we talked about the center circle being a factor at the beginning of the game. It's now so muddy and treaded on and wet that players in the middle of the park are having a hard time keeping their footing. They're having a hard time executing passes. The ball is being turned over in that area. And it's turning out just to be a beautiful, wet, muggy game in our land. Players are having a blast.
Tampa Bay on the attack once more. Jennings fighting through. He's onside. Cal Jennings now holding it up. Waiting for Arteaga to get there, and the ball just got away. Danny Griffin salvages it. Here's Lewis Hilton. Fernandez.
Excellent sequence by the Rowdies. Have Pittsburgh bunkered down. And with Leo Fernandez in the mood, the number 10 is going to be looking for this pass right in this pocket.
Freddie Kleeman now fighting through. Kleeman on the ground here to Rivera. Switches it over to Bodley. Bodley going to be pressed. This one line drive coming in. Rowdies crashing. It heads out to Nate Worth. Worth tries to get it to Munjoma. Pittsburgh going to try and counter the other way, but the Rowdies there to thwart it thanks to Kleeman.
So hard for players to maintain control now in these conditions. It's allowing defenders to get into the play when they typically wouldn't.
This ball's going to be sent out of bounds. The ball should belong to the Hounds. Well, so many great sponsors for the Rowdies here in this season. Last one of the night, Hooters, the original wing joint, aboard here in 2024. That original wing joint for Hooters, Clearwater, Florida, back in the early 80s. Thanks to Hooters for sponsoring the Rowdies here this year, as the Rowdies set to send in another youngster. Endri Mustali, the Italian, will come in. And what a shift put in by Manuel Arteaga. He found a way to pull this game level. But here come the young legs again. And this young man, 6'4", a huge target.
Love it. And fresh legs.
Yes.
Speaking of legends,
so trotting off Edward Kiza. This night will be done for the Hounds. And it looks like the guy that we're so used to seeing, Kenardo Forbes, absolute legend in this league, Ryan, and one of your favorite players that is not a Rowdy in USL Championship.
Absolutely crafty. He can control the game in the middle of the park. Right now, Bob Lilly wants this team to get back control in the midfield. So what you do, you bring on one of the most craftiest players this league has ever seen. And I believe he leads this league in assists all time, to come in and control the game and take the air out of the ball and get Pittsburgh to safety.
The Hounds to throw it in. Kleeman, well done. So 85th minute now. Tampa Bay has pulled level, but not satisfied. Jennings back to Hilton. Doherty. Bodley is open. They hit him. Here comes that press. Doherty knows what to do with it. Mustali trying to get cheeky. Fernandez was running free momentarily.
Love the run by Mustali. Great idea by Doherty.
Race to it. Doherty beat to the ball. Look out. Jordan Farr in position. Pittsburgh now back to the goal. Johnson. Emmanuel Johnson falling down, able to get right back up. Blind stop.
Great recovery with the Rowdies pushing, always with a high back line. Jordan Doherty had lots of space behind him, and Johnson made a clever run, got on the end of it, but just couldn't find that final product for the Riverhounds to capitalize on that space.
Fernandez whistled against him. Bradley Sample hitting the deck. Lots of respect there from the official, Brandon Esteves, for Leo Fernandez. Just a warning that time.
Again, Pittsburgh need to have a sequence here where they either can keep the ball and just take a little bit of air out here, because Rowdies at the moment are hunting and Pittsburgh are sort of on the ropes, as you can see.
Worth and Tampa Bay trying to get numbers forward. Munjoma with Jennings. The wheels of Cal Jennings still turning here in the 87th minute. He has seen double and triple teams all night. Lays it now for Munjoma. And the Rowdies will have possession here deep in the Hounds' half.
Come on, come on. Hey, right here. Bobby.
Jackson Walty has a goal for Pittsburgh. For the Rowdies, Manuel Arteaga answered. That's where we stand right now at 1 apiece. Hilton sends it to Bodley.
Leo Fernandez has to try and get on the ball here.
Jennings able to redirect. Munjoma working once more. Worth, little chip. Rivera in the neighborhood. Bodley able to corral.
Heads up play by Worth to get the ball into the mix-up.
Ball goes back the other way. Munjoma again laying it down. Rowdies will keep it. Rowdies doing a good job distributing here and taking care of the ball late.
Want to see number 10 get the ball on top of the box rather than the Rowdies continue to go outside and crossing the ball into the trees.
Jennings this time, he fires a missile. Derek Dick able to knock it down.
You love to see players with confidence like that. Cal Jennings just turning on his man. A little bit of daylight, let it fly. Didn't score, but it sort of raised the eyebrows for the rest of his team.
Bradley Sample, fresh off a selection, USL Team of the Week. Now they'll work from the left. Rowdies see how Tampa Bay marking. Everybody within range. 90th minute here of regulation. Ball sent in. Oh, look out here. It's Danny Griffin. He's going to have a shot, but he'll send it off frame.
Oh, Mertz and Griffin. It's like a show, a game show. They are so good in the midfield, almost creating something out of nothing. And to the Rowdies' joy, the shot went wide.
How about this? 2 substitutes here in the 90th minute. Dan Rivera comes in. And he's going to replace Langston Blackstop. Also going to welcome in Babacar Dieng. How about this move from Bob Lillard? Save it for extra time.
Yeah, with fresh legs again, just to make sure that the Riverhounds get out of here unscathed. 2 defensive players to keep up with the fresh legs, or actually the attacking legs of the Rowdies. And 6 minutes through.
6 minutes extra time. Hounds will try and turn them loose. Mustali, Fernandez, Leo Fernandez in front, it's scored! Leo Fernandez has done it for Tampa Bay.
Take the script and send it to Hollywood. The Samba man in front of Alan. The legend. The ultimate Rowdy starts, finishes, and the Rowdies come from all the way back to take the lead through. And this man has turned things around since he's come onto the pitch.
This is how it happened. Fernandez, persistent, follows it right back up.
Deflections everywhere, but number 10 is the one making it happen. Direct shot, deflection, and another deflection to go into the back of the net. Was trying to lift it over Eric Dick, and it hit Rivera, who just came on, and in the back of the net. And the Samba man, can he drag this team to 3 points?
Just when you thought the curtain was slowly being lowered on Leo Fernandez's career, Leo Fernandez has proven that he's got a lot left to offer this club.
And all heart, Drew. All heart. He has to come from so many injuries. A lot of mileage. But his commitment to this organization, to this club, when he puts on that shirt, the number 10 on his back, like other famous Brazilians that have worn 10s for their clubs, he knows what it means. He knows the responsibility in the attacking third to literally create space for the players, create chances, and create goals. And never forget, the former USL Championship most valuable player before his injury. That's the pedigree he walks with on his armband.
Tampa Bay with their first lead. Rowdies now trying to close it out. Rowdies playing catch up for most of the way. Have climbed to the top of the mountain. Now trying to hold their spot. Doherty. Oh, trying to shake loose there. Riverhounds with an opportunity. And right there, Brandon Stevens now will get involved. And you see Johnson as well. Emmanuel Johnson and a shoving match. He's got to cool off.
Well, there's so much emotion coming into this game. And then the game lived up to the hype. A seesaw battle. The Riverhounds have fought. They have scrapped. They have been first to every loose ball. They have antagonized the Rowdies in our Lang Stadium. And now for the Rowdies to come and snatch it away from them in the last 10 minutes of this match. The players understand that.
Lewis Hilton getting physical. Leo once more trying to squeeze one through to Rivera.
Just pulling strings right now, Leo Fernandez.
Well, no doubt he has looked the best that we've seen from him in the last couple of years. Jordan Farr.
Now, goalkeepers have multiple responsibilities. It's Jordan Farr's responsibility to manage time at this moment. He can put the ball on the ground. He can kick it long.
Mustali making things awfully difficult. Riverhounds looking for one good run. Kleeman. Rowdies looking to close the book after an emotional night here at home. Sample, right side. Walty places it. Little chip shot now. Header! Just over the bar. Rowdies on point defensively. Jordan Farr may be a little shaken up.
I thought Walty let the Rowdies off the hook. He had the angle for the cross. He dragged it back to Sample, player of the match against Rhode Island last week. And that took the angle away for Keonado Forbes and company. Walty had the angle for the players in the middle. Sample didn't.
Farr will towel off here. And the Rowdies hope to make one more sub as Christian Ortiz is up and ready to come on.
Christian Ortiz called to the national team, Dominican Republic, this last international break. Just came off the plane, back in practice. Carl Jennings, the assist through to get the equalizer.
Talk about physical and fearless. Ortiz is all of that. And Another good shift by Jennings here tonight. Doesn't score, but finds a way to help his club. So Jordan Farr will put this one in flight. The Rowdies play their cards right. They can not allow another Pittsburgh opportunity. Mustali places it right in front. Nobody's home. I like the calmness, though, in making that happen amongst the chaos.
Yeah, incredible. Took on two players. Snuffed his shot, but I love the idea and the adventure.
Sample. Do the Rowdies defensively have one more good stop in them defensively?
Question is, the Riverhounds, do they have the ideas in the last third?
Anytime Forbes is on the pitch, the answer is yes. Ball squeezed through. Kleeman will clear it emphatically.
I think he just cleared that up to I-275. Southbound.
So the Hounds will throw it in. Trying to get an angle here. This one sent in. Look out, there was a lane. Jordan Farr, though, again waiting for it. And again, it's Worth to the ground, reading his keeper.
Leonardo Forbes just unlocked everyone with that pass. I think his own player didn't expect the pass.
The Rowdies come from behind and get a massive 2-1 victory behind that guy right there. Leo Legend on his home pitch.
Well, Robbie Nielsen got it right. He brought on Leo Fernandez, Worth, all the attacking talent, Rivera, and the Brazilian dragged them back from the depths.
What a night for number 10 in Tampa Bay. 2-1 the final. We'll wrap it all up when we return to Al Lang.
Very different people, very different medical conditions, who all have one thing in common. They and their families chose Orlando Health for care, where our expert teams gave them one more thing in common: their lives back. Orlando Health. Choose well.
If you have a situation where you need a lawyer, Farah & Farah's team give you the best service that you can have. They set up all your doctor's appointments. They are very honest, very trustworthy. You couldn't be in better hands.
Whiplash, sprains, strains, and tears. There's nothing soft about soft tissue injuries. But somehow, big insurance companies have the nerve to not take them seriously. If you're dealing with a soft tissue injury, call Farah & Farah. Our results are no accident.
Chevy gets it. I want it, and I can afford it can be one and the same. With Chevy Trax, a car and driver 10 best. The rugged Chevy Trailblazer. And Chevy Colorado, Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Chevy, all you want is all within reach. Connected by OnStar. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models. Or get $1,000 total cash allowance on this Equinox. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Well, if you're a Tampa Bay Rowdies fan, does not get any more clutch than that. 2-1, the Rowdies get the go-ahead goal late from their superstar, Leo Legend. And they win a pivotal game against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Hope you enjoyed it. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. What a battle it was. Pittsburgh kind of controlling things at the outset. Rowdies trying to get in form. You saw some pushing and shoving. Junior E2 in the mix there. Blake Bodley can't get the benefit of the doubt. 3 yellow cards to the Rowdies, 0 from Pittsburgh, about a half in.
Yeah, it was a physical match, and the conditions for the Rowdies. Zane Bob just got a flat tire and had to come out. But it was a wet night in Al Lang. Physical, defensive game. And Pittsburgh was so good, Drew, getting first at every loose ball. Arteaga eventually became fatigued. And Leo Fernandez turned the tide for this Rowdies team.
Rowdies, chances, and then finally the magical one. Arteaga, what a back heel flick right there.
Leo Fernandez gets the ball back to Jennings, and a tired Arteaga. Again, perfection in front of goal.
Thrilling goal right there, and then just a magical moment in the career of Leo Fernandez. He's had a lot of goals in his career, Ryan, but I don't think any have been more special than that.
Absolutely huge. Coming on, knowing that he had to get this team on his back. He helped be a part of the first, scored the second, and dragged the Rowdies back from 0 points to 3.
See the reaction from his teammates. They know all the blood, sweat, and tears Fernandez has put in to his soccer career. And times when we wondered if we'd ever see that old Leo Fernandez. We saw that tonight in many instances. And what a moment it was. Final numbers for Tampa Bay. Ryan, size it up.
Yeah, possession-wise, pretty even though it's just a couple of percentages off. I thought Pittsburgh did a great job managing the game defensively, frustrating the Rowdies. Shots, again, pretty even, 11-10. But again, Leo Fernandez, when you have players with that sort of ability, offsets these statistics and creates big moments, and he delivered that tonight.
Also handed to the Rowdies. They hung in there, a little bit demoralized early in that second half, but they kept on keeping on. The young players injected some life late, and Leo, the substitute in half number 2, able to be the difference. Let's take a look at the upcoming slate for the Rowdies, presented by Minhouse, a brand new sponsor this year. So Rowdies have to head to the Charleston Battery, 7:30 game that next week, and then the upcoming slate from there. Hartford comes in here in 2 weeks, and then the Rowdies off to Rhode Island. Still got Lou City. You got North Carolina and Indy 11 to deal with late.
Yeah, back on the road and also back in our land. And with this sort of momentum, Drew, this win tonight can bleed into these other games coming up. And I think the Rowdies could really put some pressure. Even though they're tough teams, I think with this sort of confidence now, can really inject a huge boost down the stretch.
So it's a monster win for the Rowdies, win number 13 on the year. What a night it was under the lights of Al Lang Stadium. And Leo Fernandez, his legend lives on, coming back from a brutal Achilles injury, putting in the work, and tonight it paying off big time. 2-1 the final score. For Ryan Davis and our phenomenal crew, I'm Drew Felios. So long, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the weekend as the Rowdies get a monster victory, 2-1 over Pittsburgh.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.